Modern feminism used to be about empowerment. Now it's more about control. And this moment right here is exactly why men and women are finally walking away from it.
Do you see any inconsistency between saying that you want equality, but you're cool with sending men to run into machine guns to protect your society? Does anyone wrestle with that?
How do you reconcile that? Yeah.
I didn't say I was a feminist.
No, I know,
but
but some
definitely
did.
mental gymnastics. Right?
No, but what I'm getting at, though, is that it's easy, and I know that you have all been so polite, but let's just dive right into it. It's easy at times to bash the patriarchy. Taylor Swift just today was one of her songs, F the patriarchy, and everyone in the concert screams that, right?
Can we Google that, Nick? Yeah.
Well, it's a lyric of one of her songs. It's some like name tag that was dropped, but she says it like a rallying cry, F the patriarchy. When it comes down to it, it's like you're cool throwing men to the front lines of war, but not yourself.
Why do you think the third wave has happened? Do you think it's revenge? Do you think it's a mind virus?
Well, I think it's...
What do you think?
It's a great question. I think that it is a idea toxin where we have really denigrated having children and staying at home for a lot of women. And some women, that's the right path. For some women, it's not the right path. But for a lot of women, it is the right path. And there needs to be an ideological reason as to why you don't get married and you don't have kids for the vast majority of the population. And they developed feminism, where they said that for young women, becoming a CEO of a shoe company is as fulfilling as having children. And for some people, that is true. But for a lot of people, that's just not true.
He makes a really good point there. If you ask the majority of women, especially over the age of 35 years old, especially like women who have their own business and their own family, when they have both, a majority of them will say that they find their most fulfillment from having kids. And so, unfortunately, the world has completely lied to women, saying that you need to go out and be a boss babe, you need to go out and make money and basically be the man that they want. Unfortunately, when you become a boss babe and you start making a certain amount of money, it becomes very difficult for you to find the man that you actually want, because women date at least someone who is equal to them or higher. And the more money you make and the more intelligent you are, the harder it is for you to find a man who's intelligent, dresses well, he makes a lot of money or more money than you, and all this stuff. I think the idea of feminism was a good idea to start with. It's gone so far left that it's created more problems than it's actually helped. I think we should go back to traditional roles, honestly, because what we're doing right now is not working. People are not getting married. Divorce rates are higher than it's ever been. Depression is higher than it's ever been. Anti-anxiety medications are higher than it's ever been. People are lonely. People are stressed. Women are being forced into their masculine. And it's funny because society is like, oh, you should do this. But biologically, women don't want to have to be masculine all the time. It's not in their biology. It's in a man's biology to achieve and garner respect and go out and work and get it. That's what it's supposed to be. That's how it should be. And as a man, that's what you should want to do. But now men are super feminine and women are super masculine. And now things don't work. Like dating is terrible now.
You look at the way Gloria Steinem wrote the feminist mystique. It was, I feel as if I'm in an open air prison, being a stay-at-home mom, barefoot and pregnant, basically, being in the kitchen. And it started this whole push, which is where we are the same as men. And that's the problem of third wave feminism, is that it ties with the trans movement, is they don't believe there's any sort of biological differences between men and women, which we all agree is insane, right? That men and women are made completely differently. And yeah, I think it's an intellectual and ideological cancer that needs to be crushed. And I think deep down, most people don't even believe it. And the draft argument actually, I think, really draws that out, where when it comes down to it, most American women are okay sending men to war, which you should be, by the way.
Do you young ladies, like if you feel like you say, I'd like to marry and be a stay-at-home mom and not work, if any of you would say that, I don't know, do you feel like other people would shame you, that you get more social clout by saying something else?
I think it's praised right now to be a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
At least from my social circles.
Interesting.
Like everybody,
that's a new phenomenon.
Before we do move on, I'm not going to allow. Hold on. I'm not going to allow you guys to weasel your way out of Charlie's question here. So just show of hands, who of you guys said you were feminists. I believe you, and then you. Oh, come on, don't reel it back here. So both of you said you're feminists, but you also said you're not in favor of women being subject to military conscription. It occurs to me that feminism, in the most, I guess, generous definition I could give it, is a movement towards equality. That's not honestly the definition I would give it, but to be charitable, I'll give it that. So how do you...
Davis donated $300. Kirk, I'm a fan, but stop that corporate nice Christian boy facade.
Being too nice.
America is on its last leg, being overrun by illegals and degenerates.
Oh, wow, okay.
A time for being nice and a time for war. Now is time for war.
This is Burger King, guy.
This is Burger King. It's Mike Davis. All right, Mike Davis, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
That's why men should be in war.
Yeah.
A woman would never say that.
Because they...
It's time for war. I've never uttered that phrase in my life.
No, that's a very smart point, actually.
And so, back to my question, those of you who consider yourself feminist, how do you reconcile being a feminist, being for equality, but also not being in favor of women being subject to forced military conscription the same way that men are? Go ahead.
Because feminism isn't just feminism, as in if you're a feminist, you have to agree with every single thought and every single idea that every feminist pushes forward, like the draft, for example.
Well, it's not clear to me if that's a feminist, like specifically a feminist position.
Well, then if I'm not a feminist under your eyes, then that's fine. I just...
Would you acknowledge, though, that would be a pure equality between men and women?
Yeah. If everyone
So you're not in
got
favor of
drafted,
equality
yeah.
when it doesn't stand to benefit women?
Yeah, but again, I never pushed for 100% equality within feminism. Not
So
every
you only
feminist
want the
believes
equality
that.
that benefits women?
No, I want the equality that benefits humanity.
Okay, so can
Like,
I
as a
interrupt?
society.
No, okay, so if that is, are you guys then okay when you find out that women might earn less in the workforce than men?
Yeah, if it falls under that same
Okay, you're consistent,
benefits humanity
yeah.
and society, then yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think women should be, if the women are doing the same exact job and producing the same exact amount, quantity, and quality of work, I think they should be paid the same.
Yeah.
But generally, that's not the case.
You know, you're right. Yeah, the law, you can't discriminate based on sex, but usually there's a lot of other factors, such as where you went to school, what you studied. So yeah, I'm just trying to flush out the consistency or lack thereof here.
Yeah. I don't ever think it's men versus women. It's like masculine complements the feminine.
At this point in time, I think it really is men versus women, unfortunately. It kind of feels like that, at least. Every time I scroll on TikTok, it's nothing but shitting on men. But for good reason. Like I said before, most men are shitty, all right? Most men are not that great. However, this whole equality thing is a myth because things can never be equal. We are not equal. Human rights, yes, as a human, we are equal. I totally think a man should pay for everything. He should pay for the bills. That's his masculinity role. And for women, I'm not necessarily saying you got to stay at home and do everything he says, but I'm saying, like, what's more important, a job or your children? Raising your children so they become a benefit to society and not a threat to society. That's more important than anything. We don't want to have degenerate kids. Like I said, I'm not saying she shouldn't be able to work, but it should be elective. It can't be equal because a woman has to carry a baby for 9 months. A man does not have to do that. A woman has periods every month. Men don't have periods. Our hormones aren't fluctuating every month like a woman is. There's no such thing as equality when it comes to these matters. It can't be equal. The man paying for everything, I think he should also have some say in what, his girl wears. He doesn't want her to dress a certain way so she doesn't expose herself to other dumb, degenerate men. I think that's fair to say. I think that's totally fair. And I don't think there's any problem with women, if they want to, staying at home and being a housewife. I feel like women nowadays are shaming other women because they're labeled as pick me. Well, listen, if you're a pick me, those are usually the women who get picked. At the end of the day, isn't that what women want? So I don't think, doing things for your man and cooking and cleaning and being a traditional woman is a bad thing at all. I've met a lot of women who just don't want to work, and I don't blame them. Especially with your hormones all out of whack all the time. I wouldn't want to fucking work either. But as a man, I know it's my duty to work. I know it's my duty to provide. I want to provide. I don't think it's in a woman's nature to be, oh, I'm going to go out there and be a provider and do all this. I understand you need to pay your bills, but when you find the right man, it's important that you submit to him. But it's important to find the right man, key words there, which is why I have a community where I teach women how to attract the right man. It's my Patreon. If you're interested, it'll be linked in my description. But I teach women how to attract the right man, how men think, how you could position yourself to be better than all the rest of the women out there who don't care, right? Nowadays, I think as a woman, it's easier than ever to attract the man that you actually want. Like the man who has money, status, is good looking, he doesn't smell like shit, he's funny, things like that. I think it's very easy nowadays because your competition is basically zero.
I think the new wave feminism, if they're talking about, hey, women are better than men, that's like the dumbest thing that you can ever say. I think women complement men, which goes back to your, draft concept.
Well, I'd like to ask you another question here. Do you think women should be barred from volunteering for the military?
No.
Well, that's interesting. They shouldn't be barred from volunteering, but they should be barred from being forced into conscription despite men being forced into potential conscription. I'm a little confused there.
What's confusing about that?
Well, why would you, if you're fine with women volunteering, why would you object to women being forced?
I feel like we made so many points on why women shouldn't be in war. Do I have to go over them again? I can.
Did you make points? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I did actually. Like, for example, a woman being sent out to war. Well, actually, let's use her example. That was one of the best ones. If we send half women, half men to war, and we lose an incredible amount of population, what would it be of the country and our workforce? Like
well,
let's assume women are the ones that are able to have one child at a time. Some occasions, 2, 3, if you have twins, triplets, whatever. But one man can produce how many kids in a year? One man can repopulate a population so much quicker than a woman can.
Okay, well, let's assume the conflict we get involved in is similar to Vietnam, where it's not like we're drafting like huge swaths of the U.S. population. It's more like, I just Googled it, I think the United States military conscripted 2 million service personnel throughout the course of Vietnam War.
World War II was way more than that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we lost, 1 million, from a population perspective, I don't think it would be catastrophic.
But again, those 1 million women aren't just 1 million women randomly. They're occupying special type of forces. Like, for example, teachers. How many teachers would we lose because of that?
What do you mean? We would get like 18 to 22-year-olds. They're in the middle of doing OnlyFans or college or something.
All of Isla Vista would end up being the Marines. So can I ask?
If you.
Okay.
The Bronaces donated $300. Get rid of those silly Australian headbands, twins. I have been to Australia and all their women are like them. Replace them with Jojo Leche bags.
Okay.
Charlie Kirk looks like he's battling Metro Man.
Metro Man?
Anyone know what that means?
I have no idea what.
I think they're saying you look metrosexual.
Oh, really? Great.
Rude. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it, I guess.
That was so cute.
So random.
Oh, I see what happened there. Okay. All right. Where were we? Forgot.
So can I just ask a question? So if you are with your boyfriend or husband and there's a home intruder in the house, who would you expect your husband to put himself first into that situation to take care of it?
Absolutely.
Or husband, boyfriend, or male counterpart.
I know my husband and I have had this conversation multiple times. We have multiple guns in the house, and he's told me, he's like, go hide in the bathroom and hide in the closet. He's like, and I'll take care of you. And I know where the guns are, and I know how to use them.
That's another good point right there. If you are a man and you have a woman at home and someone breaks in the house, you do not send your woman, or your woman does not go with you to go check things out. No, that is not her job. Your job is to go confront the attacker. That's another reason why we are not equal. I will not, if I'm with a woman, I'm not going to just, go ahead, go out there and see what's going on. I'm going to stay in here and hide. No, fuck no. I'm going out there and I'm going to beat the fuck out of whoever broke into my house. That is my job as a man. This equality thing is not real. It's not real. We got to get this shit out of our heads. And that's a very good point. That's why I like Charlie so much, is I agree with like 90% of the things he says. rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Same thing if he was like to get in a fight on the street. I wouldn't look for my woman to like help me. Unless, I don't know, she had a fucking gun or something, you know, maybe pop somebody, cool. But if it's a fist fight, let the man fight, and you run away. That's all that really should happen. Let him fight. If he gets his ass beat, you can leave him later.
Case he dies for some reason. Or I can, you know, shoot and hopefully scare somebody away.
Right.
I think you were maybe in the middle of making a point. You said, well, that they would be teachers, and so that's why we shouldn't
Well, you were
draft
saying
them.
how like 1 million women dying doesn't really hurt society, and I was saying that it does because women have a higher amount of like in certain roles, like for example,
Women's
like
jobs are
nursing.
more valuable. Is that
No,
the
no, no,
argument
no.
you're
I'm
making?
saying like a lot of women's jobs are already majority women.
Right, but I was arguing
So
your
if-
point about like you were making this point of, well, if all the women go and die to war, how are we going to repopulate? But
Yeah.
like I don't think any conflict would reduce the female population to such a degree that it would like have some catastrophic if they were drafted frontline, whatever.
But like we're already at.
Actually, it'd probably be good. I'm going to get canceled for this. It'd actually probably be good for the population if women got drafted, because here's what happens actually with the volunteer force of women. If they ever do face a deployment, a lot of these female soldiers just get pregnant to avoid having to be deployed.
Genius.
Yeah, I don't think women should be in combat either. Just because they can do it doesn't mean women should be in combat, if that makes any sense. Because I believe the standard has to be lowered. And this is not a knock on women, but men should go to war. Like, men are more physically capable to fight other men. And if it came down to a fist fight with another man from another country, we would want men to protect us, right? We wouldn't want a woman to have to even be in that situation. Every way you look at it, we're just not equal, and that's okay. That's the beautiful thing. That's the reason why we're able to connect. The reason why relationships don't work anymore is because people are to believe that everything is supposed to be equal, 50-50. I don't believe in that 50-50 shit. It's absolute garbage. But that's my views on things. Traditional roles worked for a very long time for a reason, and as I get older, I'm becoming more woke, as you will, but on the right side and not the left. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you later. Peace.